What is up, Cobra Kai fans? Welcome back to the channel for a painful gut punch Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 related video. The outcome of the Sekai Taikai Global Tournament looms in Part 2. But that's not going to be the only important plot point that's going to be worth exploring. As of course we all know that Part 1 introduced the mystery of Mr. Miyagi's past that has left Daniel spiraling out of control heading into Part 2. And Ralph Macchio even touched upon some of Daniel's story and how this mystery of Mr. Miyagi's past is definitely not quite over yet after he learned that he competed in the Sekai Taikai at some point. So it's actually kind of obvious that Mr. Miyagi's past is going to be a furthering storyline heading into parts 2 and potentially 3 as well. Ralph recently sat down with Good Housekeeping to discuss his character's arc in part 2, and it was revealed that Daniel's going to be having a lot to work through in this next set of episodes that's set to premiere on November 15th. Ralph said that for Daniel, when we discover and introduce this box of Mr. Miyagi's secrets, clues of a life that may not have added up to him, that's a big part of the arc. Daniel winds up wondering and not understanding why he wasn't told certain things and the pain and hurt of that. But also, the deeper he tries to unearth it, the more tangents he goes off on and potentially loses his focus on his students and his family. Ralph even went on to say that Daniel's dynamic with Johnny and all of his students really comes to a pinnacle in this final chapter. There's that evolution and growth going forward. He needs to fight some real kicks to the gut and find a place in his heart and soul to get through it. Ralph concludes with, the legacy of Cobra Kai is blurring the lines of good over evil, overcoming the obstacles and finding your innermost self. Things will eventually make sense as to why Mr. Miyagi motivates Daniel in this specific story, and I'm looking forward to that. It's kind of funny, the character of Daniel LaRusso is one definitely preaches the most about balance, and funny enough, it seems his character is almost always off balance. And per usual, his family is going to be reaping the consequences because of that, and now his students too. Don't get me wrong, I definitely understand it from Daniel's perspective. He wants to uncover all these secrets and these mysteries surrounding his former mentor and father figure, but I'm just really hoping that Daniel's ways don't prevent Miyagi-Do from winning this tournament just like it did for Season 4 with his stubbornness for keeping up the ways of Mr. Miyagi's teachings when in fact he should have been just creating his own way like Mr. Miyagi originally instructed him in Karate Kid Part 3. I'm really anxious to find out how they're gonna dive deeper and what routes they're going to take when it comes to this Mr. Miyagi mystery. I'm sure the big three have quite a few tricks up their sleeves for routes that they are indeed going to take with this. So this is definitely one of the storylines that's probably gonna be the most difficult to predict, at least exactly. But one of the more important things from this piece from Ralph is that he did admit that things will eventually make sense when it comes to this mystery with Mr. Miyagi. I feel after Part 1, people are taking things way too far out of context, saying how they're dishonoring Mr. Miyagi's character when we only have one of 3 pieces to the puzzle here. There's still at most 10 more episodes left to conclude this storyline and bring it full circle. We know the big 3. They don't leave hardly any stone left unturned. And when it comes to a character like Mr. Miyagi in a universe that's literally named the Miyagi-verse, that's the absolute last character that they're going to be wanting to give a disservice to. Ralph definitely would have signed off on this whole thing if he knew that they were going to be doing a disservice to Mr. Miyagi, and I think it's about time that us as fans finally come to realize that. But guys, just when we think that Daniel LaRusso has reached one of his lowest points in Part 1, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. So I absolutely can't wait to see what ways Daniel's gonna try and uncover this secret. Now it's really got me nervous about how he's actually gonna lose his focus on the tournament and his family. So that's also a very interesting story perspective that Ralph revealed that we definitely got to keep our eyes on. But guys, that's gonna do it for this quick update video when it comes to Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 and Daniel LaRusso's hard times that are gonna be coming up in this next batch of episodes. I absolutely can't wait to see what happens and how everything unfolds. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments section, what do you think of this big reveal from Ralph? And how do you think this whole Mr. Miyagi mystery is going to be resolved? Y'all should know the deal by now, and if you don't, leave a like on the video if you got something out of this video here today, and if you didn't, change it to a dislike. Any feedback whatsoever greatly helps out my channel with the ever-changing YouTube algorithm. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel if you want to stay up to date with all great Cobra Kai Season 6 news and videos just like this. I got plenty more coming as we ramp up to the premiere of Part 2. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. No mercy.